Brought some of the methodologies that I've used for IAPA repository and Olamina faction into some teaching. When I was teaching at ITP, one of the courses, Prototype in the Margins, was basically a world building, world futuring course. But then one could also apply this methodology to to actual, I don't want to say practical, but more practical courses. So I taught a redesign in healthcare course at the new school, where we were trying to think about what the future of healthcare would look like in sub-Saharan Africa, using Nigeria as a model. And part of that was speculative design and talking about the idea of using speculative design to envision or to create a future that there's more care and there's more attention um, to human needs, that there's attention to, I guess, positionality, there's attention to diversity. And it was interesting because some of these ideals are not necessarily held in the areas that we were investigating in Nigeria. But the students were able to, through the speculative design process, sort of try to work around that, or try to find, I don't want to say solutions, but try to find a way to either problematize or to highlight where those ideals are not present. Yeah, I think students that cultivate uh, a sense of adventure, a sense of boldness, do well, because then they could take risks. Taking those risks, yeah, you may fail at times, but when you succeed, it's so productive. I think, yeah, taking calculated risks, the having the latitude to take calculated risks, and that can be fostered by the environment that they find themselves in. It can be fostered by instructor mentorship. It's great when you have students that already have that, you know, within them. But there are students that come from a background where the idea of stepping out on your own or being adventurous in your making or your thinking isn't necessarily lauded. I don't know if students understand that faculty um, should be concerned about care in the classroom. I think students think that they're there to learn, whereas the preponderance of experiences that I've had, um, that have been the most touching and the most significant, has not been about the material itself. It's been about how to apply care